everybody, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Boxes. This is Seth, your Mild Mannered Mage, coming at you with something a little bit interesting. I was recently at Walmart and was checking out and perusing their magic section at their self-checkout aisle, as I do before I leave. And amongst the commander decks and the booster packs, I saw they had something a little different, and that was this mystery power box, which I'd not seen this before. I've seen variations of this in the little plastic cubes, but the thing that caught my attention on it was for $40 you got a commander deck, a deck box, and 100 gaming sleeves. Now this features on the cover Galea, Kindler of Hope, which was from Adventures of the Forgotten Realm. Millicent, Restless Revenant, which was from one of the recent Innistrad sets. And then this is the Twin Casters, and I want to say they were from Strixhaven. And it also says to look for randomly inserted chase decks. So it kind of piqued my interest. So I thought, well, you know what? Let's grab one of these for $40. It's a deck box, and some sleeves. Let's open it up on camera, see what it is that we get. It looks like the box and the sleeves are going to be Eclipse, it looks like, maybe. So I thought we would open it up on camera, see what sort of deck we got, maybe peruse the deck, check out some of the cards that are specific to the deck, and just see what and all it is that we get. So let's bust this thing open. We'll break it up again into some sections, maybe looking at the sleeves a little more up close, the deck box, but I haven't even gotten the plastic off this yet. So let's see what we got, and if we got anything nice. All right, so here we go, and we've got a deck box, and again it is an Eclipse Ultra Pro. Here we have Game Time Supplies sleeves. Okay, not familiar with that. And it looks like this is a new Capenna commander deck, and it is the Bant one already. You know, these are the boxes that come, that I don't know if they still come in the commander decks, but they're so cheap and flimsy, they might as well just not give them to us. So let's see who the face card is on this. Oh, and we also have a collector booster. Okay. All right, so it is Perry the Pulverizer, is our commander. When he enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on target creature. Whenever Perry attacks, target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of different kinds of counters among permanents you control. All right, so we'll do this as a couple of different things. We'll probably do the box and the sleeves as a section. We'll check out the deck itself, and then I don't know, maybe we'll do maybe I'll just do a YouTube short with this new Capenna collector sample booster. So keep an eye out on the shorts for that. But okay, so in the next section we will be checking out some of this product. All right, welcome back, and let's check out this deck box and see what we got here. Okay, so again, this is a an Ultra Pro Eclipse 100 thumb notch for easy access to cards, self-locking lid design, one card designer, holds 100 plus standard gaming cards, double sleeved in Ultra Pro sleeves. Okay, so double sleeved is good. All right. Okay, yeah, so that gives a pretty solid open right there. I mean, this is just kind of your standard, and then here's your divider here. Kind of a nice standard, yeah, not too expensive. Oh, you can see here in the light where it's got Ultra Pro on it. Yeah, not expensive. I mean, I don't want to say cheap, but you know, you're not going to be spending, you know, $20 on this. But you know, it'll do the job. It'll keep your cards safe while you are traveling, you know, while you're waiting for your game. The fact, I mean, that is really stiff to open. So, you know, if you're going to be holding it upside down, that's not going to spill your cards out everywhere. You know, I used to carry around a toolbox and and keep the cards in the tool compartments, and it just got so to the point where the latches on the toolbox would just pop open and then just spill those cards everywhere, and then it's 52 card pickup, you know. But yeah, so that's not, I mean, it's not terrible. So we'll put this back in here. All right, there we go. So there's that. And then these Game Time sleeves, pochettes, GT. I guess that pochettes means sleeves in another language, I guess. So we've got 2 packs of 50 sleeves. They are red. Can I get into these real easy? We'll check some of them out, see how they feel. Okay, I mean, not too terrible. I mean, for me, Dragon Shield is the standard, right? They do have a little bit, I don't know if you can tell or not, there's a little bit of a texture on them, so that's nice. So it'll make pulling them off a little bit easier, especially when you're trying to shuffle. So that's not too terrible. I don't know how these will hold up in the long run, but yeah, I mean, this isn't terrible. I mean, if you're getting started, these would be probably a good set of sleeves to buy. You know, not going to be expensive like Dragon Shield. I mean, that's the thing about good sleeves, is they can be pricey. I mean, Dragon Shield's not cheap, but then you are getting the quality of Dragon Shield, right? You know, those are going to hold up. They're going to protect your cards, and you're going to feel good about them being in there. These, I've not heard of Game Time supplies. So I don't know. I'll maybe run this Perry deck in here just to see how they do. And, you know, if I don't like them, you know, I'm not out a whole lot. So we will, I don't know if I can get that back in there or not. But yeah, we'll see what this, how these hold up in the long run. What I may do is do an overall price comparison at the end, what I paid for this set, and then what the individual components cost. And we'll see what the overall price comparison is. So we will see what that looks like at the end of the video. So so that is it for this section. Stay tuned after the break, and we will take a look at the deck itself. We'll see you then. All right, and we are back with Perry the Pulverizer here from the streets of New Capenna. As you can see, fresh out of the box, this little, the commander deck box is already kind of, well, I guess I fixed it. I don't know. But, oh, there it goes. It's already kind of given up the ghost. So these little deck boxes aren't really holding up a whole lot. But it's nice to see that, in this, what was this thing called again? This magic power box. The magic power box here, that it is, just straight magic product. This is exactly what you're going to pull out of Magic the Gathering Commander Precon. So, in this little box, we've got the divider. So there's the divider. It's got the little how to play guide that every precon comes with a little poster. So we've got that. It has the cardboard life counter. I do wish that they just gave you some dice. I think the dice would be better, but that might increase the overall cost of these commander decks. The deck itself, and then the new collector booster sample pack that they have started adding in. So let's open this deck up and see some of the cards that are in it. Now, I really enjoyed New Capenna. I thought it had a lot of great flavor. I enjoy kind of gangstery films anyway, the noir aspect. So I thought that was a lot of fun. So I thought it was a very overall fun plane to visit. So there's the steps and phases. We've got some counters here because Perry cares about counters. So again, Perry, the pulverizer, when he enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on target creature. Whenever Perry attacks, target creature you control gains trample and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of different kinds of counters among permanents you control. So let's see. Here's all the tokens that you get with Perry. There's the thick boy card. Oh, and it does, well, not all of them. Well, I might as well. I mean, if you're going to give us 3 full art lands for this deck, why not go ahead and make all the other basics full art basics? Answer me that. But otherwise, here is our mana base. So we're looking pretty good here. So there's some mana. We've got Perry. The other face, or not the other face commander, but the other commander for this deck, Kroos, defense contractor. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a shield counter on target creature an opponent controls. Whenever you put 1 or more counters on a creature you don't control, tap that creature and goad it. It gains trample until your next turn. And let's see, let's go see if we can find like some commander specific cards. Generous Gift. Grateful Apparition. When it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, proliferate, so add some more counters. That's pretty nice. When it deals combat damage to a player, for each kind of counter on target permanent or player, give that permanent or player another counter of that kind. Okay, Thrumming Bird. Deals damage, proliferate. All right, what about some rares? Do we have any good rares in here? Bant Charmed, okay. Destroy target artifact. Put target creature on the bottom of its owner's library. Counter target instant. I do like a good Urban Evolution. Draw 3, play an extra land. Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Everflowing Chalice. Okay, here's a good one, or a good, a rare at least. Angelic Sleuth. Another permanent you control leaves the battlefield. If it had counters on it, investigate. Create a colorless clue artifact token. Pay 2, sack it, draw a card. Okay. Then Contractual Safeguard, Addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase, put a shield counter on creature you control. Choose a kind of counter on a creature you control. Put a counter of that kind on each other creature you control. Okay. That's pretty cool. Damning Verdict. Destroy all creatures with no counters on it. For a counter deck, that's pretty awesome. Resourceful Defense. Whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on target permanent you control. Okay. Skyboon Evangelist. Here's the battlefield. Support 6. Put a 1/1 counter on up to each 6 target creatures. Wow. Whenever a creature with a counter on it attacks one of your opponents, that creature gains flying. That's pretty good. And it doesn't say what kind of counter on it either. Whenever Avon Courier attacks, choose a counter on a permanent you control. Put a counter of that kind on target permanent you control if it doesn't have a counter of that kind on it. Wow. Shield Broker, Cephalid Advisor. Dig the suit, man. When it enters the battlefield, put a shield counter on target non-commander creature you don't control. You gain control of that creature as long as it has a shield counter. So we're just going to yoink. Storm of Forms. Whenever you cast this spell, copy it for each kind of counter among permanents you control. Okay. Bribe Taker. When it enters the battlefield, for each kind of counter on permanents you control, you may put your choice of a 1/1 counter or a counter of that kind on Bribe Taker. This could be pretty fun. I'm kind of digging this. Whenever you attack, put a shield counter on target attacking creature until end of turn it gains. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, remove a shield counter from it. If you do, draw a card. Parks Heights Maverick. Dethrone. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. When it deals combat damage or dies, proliferate. Okay. Agent's Toolkit. Okay, so you can move counters when a creature enters the battlefield. That's pretty cool. Broker's Confluence. Choose 3. You may choose the same more than once. Proliferate. Target creature phases out. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Denry Klin, Editor-in-Chief. Enters the battlefield with your choice of a 1/1 first strike or vigilance counter. When a non-token creature you control enters the battlefield, if Denry has counters on it, put the same number and kinds of counters on that creature. Wow. Gavel of the Righteous. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a charge counter on Gavel of the Righteous. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on Gavel of the Righteous, as long as Gavel of the Righteous has 4 or more counters on it. Okay, wait, hang on. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a charge counter on Gavel. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on Gavel of the Righteous. As long as Gavel of the Righteous has 4 or more counters on it, equipped creature has double strike. Shit. Pay 3 or remove... equip, pay 3 or remove a counter from Gavel of the Righteous. Okay. Avenging Huntsbonder. Double strike. Whenever Avenging Huntsbonder attacks, put a double strike counter on another target attacking creature. Declaration in Stone. Exile target creature and all other creatures its controllers got the same name as that creature. Okay. Hoofprints of the Stag. Whenever you draw a card, you may put a hoofprint counter on Hoofprints of the Stag. Remove 4 hoofprint counters. Create a white elemental creature token with flying. This is a pretty, I think this could be fun. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Planner Outburst, destroy all non-land creatures. Okay. Together Forever. Support 2, okay. Midnight Clock, that's a fun card. Tezzeret's Gambit, draw 2, then proliferate. Forgotten Ancient is a classic. Incubation Druid. Rishkar, Prima Renegade. Rishkar's Expertise, that's pretty good. The Scoos. Slippery Bogbender. Enters the battlefield, put a hexproof counter on target creature, then move any number of counters from among creatures you control to that creature. Stillbane Hydra. Ajani Unyielding. Aven Mimeomancer. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a feather counter on target creature. If you do, that creature has a base power and toughness 3/1 and has flying for as long as it has a feather counter on it. Okay. Fathom Mage. Whenever a 1/1 counter is put on Fathom Mage, you may draw a card, and it has Evolve. Janara, Asura of War. Put 1/1 counter on her. Okay. Rolesque Apex Hybrid. Flying Trample Human Mutant. Enters the battlefield with put 2 1/1 counters on another target creature you control. When it dies, proliferate, then proliferate again. Moral of the Whole Cake Classic. Crystalline Giant at the beginning of combat on your turn. Choose a kind of counter on random on it that doesn't have. Yeah, this is kind of a fun deck. I'm really digging this. So this will be kind of fun to upgrade. And I think that could be pretty powerful. So yeah, that's it. That is the deck. So at the next section, I think we're going to maybe we'll look and see how much everything is worth and see if we got a value out of it. So stick around and we'll see you in the next block. All right, and we are back. And after a little bit of research, here is what I have been able to find. So this Ultra Pro deck box is about $4. These sleeves you could get on eBay for $5 plus $5 shipping. So I don't know if you want to call that $5 or if you want to call that $10. So if we call that $10, then this deck featuring Perry the Pulverizer on TCG Player is listed at $29. So $29 plus $10 is $39, plus the $4 is about $29, $39, $43. I believe that this entire set was marketed out at Walmart for $41 plus tax. So I have broken about even. Now, if you count the sleeves as $5, then I have overpaid by about $5. So figure that as you will. So all in all, though, I'm pretty happy. I feel like, I've gotten my money's worth out of it. I've got kind of an interesting deck that I do not have. So that'll give me something fun to kind of play with for the next Commander night, which is quickly approaching. So maybe I'll see if I can upgrade Mr. Perry here or his compatriot for the upcoming Commander tournament in a couple of days and have something new and fun to play. I've got some sleeves. I've got a cheap box. I mean, it gives me everything that I need to play. If you're getting started in Commander, this gives you everything that you need to play. Yeah, you can buy a Commander deck and that gives you your deck, But for roughly the same price, you're getting the deck, the box, and some sleeves to get you going. And really, you need sleeves because who wants to play without sleeves? So, I mean, all in all, I think this is a fairly fun product, especially the mystery of, ooh, I wonder what deck I'm going to get. So if I have the money and I see another one of these, I may snag it just for the heck of it, just to kind of see what is what. As a thank you for watching today's video, here is an arena code. Actually, you know what? Here is another one. Here are 2 arena codes as a thank you for watching today. I certainly appreciate the support. I see where a lot of people have been subscribing and watching the shorts that I've been putting up and have been subscribing to Instagram. So I appreciate y'all, and I hope that I continue to create content that y'all enjoy watching. In the meantime, keep an eye out. We'll be posting a short of this New Capenna sample pack opening here in a few minutes, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all take it easy.